Well, good morning and thank you very much for joining us. I am Yori Folari and it is the day, it's Tuesday, and well, it's the day many have been expecting, talking about the ruling party and its efforts to come up with its presidential candidate. It's been a couple of days, looking to yesterday, a day of long knives, shall we say. I guess if you go by what the headlines are saying this morning, one of them says, Adamu is the chairman of APC. Adamu's consensus plot fails, 21 aspirants in battle royale. So that gives you the gist of it all. Let me find out, let's start off today now by finding out from our man, TVC correspondent in Abuja. He's at the International Conference Center, Demola Lawrence. Good morning to you, Demola.
Yeah, good morning, Yori.
Thank you. So you are at the International Conference Center there. It's all about accreditation, right? So is that well underway?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, of course, Yori, accreditation is on the way. And I can tell you that the different states have been going inside. Of course, this is a security check. If you can see, the security men are here to make sure that orderliness is being kept at this particular point. So each state going one after the other. Of course, I've seen Lagos State, 60 of their members who, of course, are to be at the Eagle Square, but they are here to do the accreditation. Rivers State has gone inside, Borno State has gone inside, Bauchi State has gone inside. So a lot of those states, of course, are already inside doing the accreditation. And one thing that is very critical, before they could get inside the hall, they will be identified by the chairman of their party in their states.
Okay. Now, I hear that a bit earlier there was something of a, shall we say, a struggle or a bit of a rowdiness. What exactly, you're on ground, what exactly happened that gave some concern that what's this rowdiness all about?
Okay, so before we got here, there was a bit of rowdiness at this particular point.
Sorry, we'll fix Demola because he has stuff to tell us. As you could hear, we went through this yesterday. We don't want to go through it. It'll be sorted out very, very shortly. Something, he started speaking, you heard it, the microphone, maybe the cable is touching or something like that. I don't know. But he's just about to tell us there was some rowdiness earlier, but as you can see from Demola's background, things are back to normal, but he needs to explain because everything now is about trust. First of all, there was the plot, as it is being called now, the consensus plot. I don't know if it is right to say the chairman has been thrown under the bus in the sense that President Muhammadu Buhari has said that he has no interest whatsoever in imposing anybody upon the party. In fact, he said it for the avoidance of doubt that there will be no imposition. So, and as you see, we're now talking about voting, going out there, the delegates voting. So, all talk about a consensus, I think, has now disappeared. We're still waiting to get back to Demola. As soon as we can get Demola back, we'll continue with him. You can hear some sounds in the background. So, today is the day, and I suppose by the end of the day, according to the program of events, somewhere around 11 p.m., guests should be heading back home. But of course, stay with TVC and we'll be giving you a per second, per minute account of what's going on. But the long and short, maybe in the meantime, I should, well, by now we're hearing, the 14 northern governors that we know about. Only one of them, according to Governor El Rufai, who briefed the press yesterday, had said that one governor had excused himself, as was his right to do. But I hear, and I'll confirm as soon as we can do so, that actually the set of 14 is now complete. That governor has been persuaded to return to the fold. I'm talking about the 14 northern governors that insist on the presidency and the candidate for the presidential election moving to the south. But let me introduce our other guests as well. We also will be speaking this morning with Mr. Hilliard Etta, Mr. Etta is a former acting national chairman, APC South. Good morning to you, Mr.
Hello?
Bear with me. But you saw our guest, the former acting national chairman, APC South. He's ready. He's in our Abuja studio. But let me check with Demola, because Demola Lawrence was telling us, was giving us a report. Demola? Okay, now we'll get someone. Let me go to Mr. Aliyu Audu, convener, APC Rebirth Group. He's also reaching us remotely. Good morning to you, Mr. Audu.
Good morning. Good morning.
Okay, indeed. Okay, there you are. Third time lucky. So here we are. You are in Abuja as well. Apparently, there's been a lot of work that's been going on all overnight, and in terms of your objective, you're of APC, and we do know, we've heard from you before. Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu is your candidate, your preference. Tell me what is different between yesterday and today in terms of those aspirations from the point of view of followers.
All right. Prior to yesterday, about a week ago, or a bit longer than that, it came to our notice that, what we otherwise refer to as speculations were actually true intentions of some ill-minded provincial and retrogressive individuals in our progressive party who want to use their own greed and drag along with them the entire northern region of the country, not minding, the risk of losing, the virtue that the average northerner has been attributed to. Virtue attributed to the average northerner, which is like trust. They wanted to betray that, and I am glad that well-meaning Nigerians and well-meaning progressives, stood up for what is right, and we are where we are. But yesterday, I was on NTA program, and I said it, that by the following day, Nigerians will have reasons to be happy and be hopeful that tomorrow is going to be a better day.
Indeed.
And,
Indeed. Mr. Audu, as you know, your fellow party member, Babatunde Ogala, SAN, who is in the directorate of, the legal side of town for Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu's campaign organization, he has said that what was intended is actually a legal impossibility. So that, began to shape up.
Hello?
So that we saw what was coming down. But now all questions, all comment, all matters of, and we don't know where it came from. This whole consensus idea is probably dead and buried now. We've gone past that now. Now everybody's just waiting to be accredited and then also to be voting. So you're optimistic, right? That when we go out there, your side of town, your man in the race is likely to emerge victorious, right, Comrade Audu?
Hello, can you hear me?
Yes, I can. I wonder if you can hear me.
Yeah, I can hear you, but I didn't get you for a second there. Could you take that again?
Okay, I think what I was saying was that now you seem to be, correct me if I'm wrong, a bit more at ease now that it's going to be democratic, free, fair, transparent, out there in the open. Everybody shall see what's going on. You feel a bit at ease, a bit more at ease, right? Because it still is a contest.
Yes. This is what we have always asked for. In addition to having done so well in terms of governance at the center, what we wanted was that this transition should add value. We should use the opportunity to deepen, not just our internal democracy, but democracy generally. The only legacy, like we have always said, that Mr. President can leave behind for the party members and for Nigeria is to ensure that whoever succeeds him, like he has always mentioned, will be that person that will be freely, credibly, and transparently elected, you know, so that, I mean, the other aspirants will have reasons to join in and say, okay, I have tried, and I mean, the larger number of delegates who are deciding for our party have shown more faith in you, and so we are going to work together and ensure that we win the general election, then go ahead and deliver, you know, on the promises we made to Nigeria while consolidating on the achievements so far.
Indeed, because actually the truth is that this is a primary, so there still is the election itself next year. But the way this primary is being contested, it's very, very keen. And now can we say for sure, Mr. Audu, from your perspective, that all the shenanigans, can we say it is they are all over now, or it's not yet Uhuru, people have to be vigilant still?
To be honest with you, I mean, on a good day, I would say that you know, we have not crossed that bridge. We have not gotten to a point where we do not have reasons to be worried. But you know, the memories of the last convention is still very fresh in my mind, and I'll tell you for free that at some point we thought, you know, everything was sorted and the whole consensus idea was going to be thrown away. But then, the last minute, you know, we realized it came. But I'm
so you can't let your guards down yet. Is that what you're saying? That one can't let one's guard down yet if you're an APC member in Abuja right now for that particular primary?
No, we shouldn't. No, we shouldn't. We should not, for any reason, underrate this set of people who are hell-bent on undermining, you know, the values of democracy.
Okay, and as I told you earlier, in fact, we were able to show you a bit of it. The former acting national chair, APC South, Mr. Hilliard Etta, is in our Abuja studio. A fine morning to you, Mr. Etta. Can you hear me? Okay.
Yeah, thanks for having me. I was not the acting national chairman South. I was the acting national chairman of the party.
Oh, acting national chairman, period. Not South.
Period, yes.
Okay. Sorry about that. My mistake. Now, what can you add to the story? Because it's been intrigues, convoluted twists and turns. And here we are. It looks like we're just about to, you know, in Abuja, go out onto the field and vote. The whole matter of a consensus is dead and gone now, is what I will ask you.
Well, we have to be eternally vigilant. The part of the party, the cultic group in the party that is set to destroy, like the earlier speaker said, the democratic values, and even the nuances of democracy cannot be taken for granted. We must be eternally vigilant until the votes are cast and they are counted and announced. We will not rest.
Even at this late stage, you still need to be as careful as that.
Yes, we have to be. The enterprise of destroying the party commenced immediately after the last general election, and they have been at it at every point. So there is simply, it would be foolish or foolhardy for us to go home and say, oh, because the conspiracy of consensus has been dealt a fatal blow, so we should go back and sleep. We're not going to sleep. We're going to be eternally vigilant. We're going to be up at the game, and we're going to make sure that democracy triumphs over evil today.
Indeed. Now, we hear about the northern governors, 14 northern APC governors. As of yesterday, it was that 13 of them were saying that they had all agreed as a group that it goes to the, the presidential ticket should go to the south. But as of this morning, has there been a change to that figure? The one governor who excused himself, is it still...
No, first of all, let me applaud and congratulate our brothers, our brother governors who have proven their patriotism and integrity in taking a position that will only help to unite our country. Having said so, I believe that they are steadfast and that nobody can break their ranks. They have proven to be true Nigerians, and they have proven that the development of Nigeria, which is the hope of the black man, the beacon of the black man, that it will go on apace. That today's democracy will remain a milestone for the birthing of the new Nigeria from the ruins of the old.
Okay. Do you have any information as to whether the 14th governor, to make it a complete set, so to speak, has been persuaded to return to the fold? Or, 13 is still a super majority, 13 out of 14.
No, but you...
Sorry. Carry on, please.
You must understand that in democracy, you cannot have 100% on all issues. That people have the right to make their choices. And if after some consideration, one out of the 14 had reconsidered his stance, then you cannot say, you cannot withdraw his democratic right to do so. But I am still a very happy Nigerian today that our brothers who understand the reason why Nigeria must move ahead, who understand that democracy is one of the pillars of development, who understand that the unity of this country will enable the country to release its potentials and be what the black man all over the world expects us to be. We need to be that country that will give pride to blacks, whether in motherland or in the diaspora.
You said earlier, Mr.
This is the responsibility that we have today.
Okay. You said earlier, among the words that you had used, those intent on destroying the party, and that it wasn't a matter of yesterday, but they had been at it for a while. Tell me more about the plot, the way you see it, that sort of manifested yesterday in a bogus consensus statement, even using the name of the president. So the president had to come up, the presidency had to come up and say that President Muhammadu Buhari has nothing whatsoever to do with it, and then giving an assurance that there would be no imposition. So I guess all the way from consensus now to going out there to vote.
Well, if I begin to chronicle the various signposts of their attempt to scuttle democracy within the party, to destroy the only progressive party that we have in this country today, it will take almost a day to do so. But you are alive to when the NWC that I belong to was unceremoniously sacked by those who misadvised Mr. President. And you're also aware that even the committee, the contraption that power was handed over, was given 6 months to prepare for a national convention that will recreate the leadership of the party. You are aware of the various postponements and shifting of the goalposts from the initial 6 months that was given to this caretaker committee. They spent almost 2 years trying to scuttle the very democracy that made for their being in these high offices that they are. What happened yesterday is just a culmination of all of those things that had happened in the past. Except you are not observant of what has been happening in our party, you may be witness that these things have been going on for a very long time. But you know, I have always said that it is impossible for evil to triumph all the time, and that the triumph of good over evil has always set a tone for generations, has always set a tone for societies. And today, by the special grace of God, good will overcome evil. And Nigeria will be set on the path of development, on the path of unity, and on the path of democratic advancement.
One moment, please, while I cross over to Mr. Aliyu Audu that we started with and that is still with us. Well, you just heard the former acting national chairman there give us his take on matter, and he was talking about the scheming. Quite frankly, I think it's all about all these schemes seem to be to prevent Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu from being on that ballot. So if you can hear me, Mr. Audu, did you have any, how the chairman, I mean the former acting national chairman has said that it's been quite a while that these schemes have been going on. What can you add to that in terms of aspects of the party working against the party itself?
Okay, he's very correct, and if we actually, I mean, if we want to dig deeper, we'll find out that it's a lot, longer than just the last general election. I think the whole scheme, have just changed players at every point in time. It started from, the merger itself. I think all of that came from when the new PDP were supposed to join in the party in 2013, November or thereabout, when some certain members of the party had issues just because Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu stood his ground that everything that was applicable to the founding governors be applied to those governors that joined the party. For certain members who were disadvantaged.
Okay, is that are you still with me, Mr. Audu?
Just because they were not, and they had to cede control to the.
Oh dear, I was going to ask, because you are convener of the APC Rebirth group. Are all these happenings part of what led towards your founding and convening that APC Rebirth group? Because you could ask, what's the need for a rebirth group? If all was well, there probably wouldn't be one.
Exactly. We lost hold of our founding ideals. We deviated so much that we're beginning to allow the very same thing that crippled the former party in government, the main opposition right now, to set in. But like my leader rightly said, evil only triumph when the good keep quiet. And to God be the glory that the patriotic and progressive-minded citizens in the party refuse to keep quiet and allow evil, overtake good. When the 6 months elapsed, when the first 6 months given to the caretaker committee elapsed, and we noticed that they had no intention, of doing convention and setting up a national working committee legally, we raised the alarm. When they asked for the first extension, we raised the alarm as to the need to want to do a new membership register. We had no problem with opening the register to allow new members joining, but as a matter of fact, the plan to cancel the entire register and start a fresh one for a party that was less than 10 years didn't seem like a good one to us. and we raised the alarm, and you know.
1 second, please.
We're not
Mr. Etta, did I hear you say that you're a member of the National Working Committee, NWC? You mentioned that body. Okay.
Yes.
Oh, okay. So
Yes.
I wanted to ask, what is the situation with that body now? Because it seems that there's a division in it, or is everybody on the same page in the NWC? Because the chairman has been complaining that the function was being eroded by the chairman. The chairman of the NWC had been complaining that the APC chair had been eroding their function. Is that body united?
Well, let me say that we have 21. I don't know how many they are now, but in the last, the former constitution of the party, there were 21 members of the NWC. And within this group of persons, you will have people who are patriotic, nationalistic, and are not given to anti-democratic tendencies as displayed by His Excellency Adamu Abdullahi yesterday. So you're likely to have people in that august body who will kick against the dictatorial, unilateral decision of Mr. Chairman. In any case, the chairman has only 1 vote out of the 21 votes. So everything of that importance has to be put to vote. But having said so, what the chairman announced yesterday to the nation was against the rule of law, because there is an electoral act in this country, and if you go through that electoral act as amended, before you can announce a consensus, all aspirants must in writing declare that they have abdicated or they have withdrawn from the race for a particular aspirant for him to be declared as a consensus. So not only did the chairman's position fly against reason and morality, it flew also against the law.
Yeah.
When certain members of that august body came out to say that decision did not enjoy the acceptance and the acceptance of the generality of that august body, I was gladdened, because you cannot have 21 people be that undemocratic, that demonic, that satanic, that retrogressive. I am certainly the confidence that that Nigeria is in good hands with this NWC has been heightened.
Indeed.
In any case, I think that the chairman of the party is a present and clear danger to the health and the life of the party itself.
Okay, Mr. Aliyu Audu, you know, that kite that was flown yesterday, Senator Audu, your chairman, actually said that President Buhari had picked, you know, Senate President Ahmad Lawan as his choice. Of course, later in the day we were to hear from the presidency where the president was saying that words to the effect that nothing could be farther from the truth. There will be no imposition of any candidate. Nobody will appoint anybody. You begin to wonder what's going on, because questions were asked that how would the chairman actually ever go out without the president's say-so and make such an announcement that the president himself, no less, has said that Ahmad Lawan was his choice? Well, all of that has been dashed to the ground now, but it does show the, I don't know, it does show perhaps the complexity of what we have on our hands. Now we are hearing that the NWC is saying, of the party is saying that it is entirely on board with, it is on board with the northern governors. 13 or 14 of them, it depends. We heard 13 yesterday, it could be 14 today. We've heard that they are entirely on board and that's where they'll be staying. Well, you were explaining to me some of the twists and turns down the line, Mr. Audu. this whole matter about using the president's name, the chairman using the president's name, did that surprise you? By the way, I hear that the president has since, I beg your pardon, the chairman has since said things like, when did I say so? Where is the video of when I was saying so? Go ahead, please.
It is not surprising to me, to be honest with you. If you have been following our APC Rebirth movement struggle, you realize that, I said on one of the national TV just a night before the national convention 2 months ago, when it became clear that Abdullahi Adamu had been endorsed against our collective will. I said on the national TV, and I reminded every progressive, that the same Abdullahi Adamu was the one who promoted third-term agenda. The same Abdullahi Adamu stopped the CPC from having their rally in Nasarawa. His PDP, he stopped traditional leaders from receiving Mr. President as a CPC, when he was a CPC candidate in 2011. I reminded Mr. that, while I do not think that it is good to have people who have shown faith, who have shown trust, who have been loyal to you over the years, it is never good to abandon such people, to embrace people who have shown the exact opposite. I said it clearly that Abdullahi Adamu is undemocratic, and anybody who would support him should never be allowed to head any democratic institution.
Okay. Well, let me cross over to the former acting national chair, APC, Mr. Hilliard Etta. I wanted to thank you very much for making the time for us this morning, because, I know you have a full schedule, but I don't need to ask. Your cap shows us what side of the field you're on, and you seem to be optimistic that your man will carry the day, considering all the work that has been done.
Let me say that the very reason that Adamu Abdullahi made the statement that he made yesterday was to stop Asiwaju, no one else. But we are prepared. We are prepared from the north to the west to the south. Incidentally, Asiwaju seemed to have most support even from the part of the country where Adamu comes from. And so today we are going to line up. We woke up this morning to the information that Adamu is planning to go and have an affirmation, if you understand the concept of affirmation, at the Eagle Square. And we are warning that will not be accepted by the generality of the membership.
Just quickly tell me, quickly tell me in brief, what is an affirmation in this context? Sorry, quickly in brief, what is an affirmation in this context?
Yeah, well, it is a concept where it has been agreed that it has been agreed that there is a consensus candidate, and all what you need to have is a voice vote. And usually in campaigns, you may not even hear what the person carrying out the voice vote may have to say. And this is the kind of thing that Adamu is planning. But I want to sound a note of warning that you cannot push us, the army, the democratic army that are in the APC too far. We have borne with equanimity the advances of these very demonic forces for over a while. What they are planning to do today will never be accepted by us. And let me also warn that from Sokoto to Cross River, from Borno to Lagos, the army that is supporting these broken chains, this chain that has been broken by democracy and development, are very many. We are in our billions, and nothing should be done to destroy this party that we love. Nothing should be done to destroy this party that some of us sacrificed for. We intend to stand by and watch very keenly what Adamu Abdullahi is going to do today.
Okay.
And we will tell him that in this progressive army, that he cannot come and spew his conservatism. He cannot come to spew his anti-democratic tendencies. We will hold him to account if anything is done to the internal democratic process as should be enjoyed by the delegates today. Anything that happens to that process, any attempt to skew that process, any attempt to undermine that process will be resisted. It will be resisted with all the amount of energy that is available to us.
Well, thank you very much, Mr. Hilliard Etta. Indeed, as you're indicating there, people still need to be very, very vigilant. But then Mr. President has reassured the nation by saying that there will be no imposition of any candidate. Nobody will appoint anybody. That statement was put out by Garba Shehu on behalf of the president yesterday. So once more, we do thank you, Mr. Hilliard.
And we thank Mr. President for saying so.
Yes. All right then. Thank you very much, Mr. Etta. Appreciate your coming on our program. Okay, so that's that now. Back to you now, and also we'll be able to open the phones very, very shortly. Mr. Aliyu Audu, very strong feelings there from the former national chairman of APC. And you yourself have also voiced your concerns. In fact, in your case, it's led to you actually taking the action of convening the APC Rebirth movement. Are there hopes that there will be, after all of this is done and the dust has settled, are there hopes that the party can come together again and the soothing balm of healing can be applied? Because it does look like you guys have it locked down. Everybody's vigilant, everybody's going to be watching. But afterwards, you don't want the party to break up.
Yes, we are very confident that after a successful convention like this, I think anything worth celebrating doesn't come easy. Maybe that's the lesson we take from this. That whatever is good is worth fighting for, and we believe, we are very confident that Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu, who by the grace of God will be the next president of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, will ensure that the democracy is
that he emerges today. That's probably your biggest hope, that he emerges today as the candidate of your party. In the meantime, let me pick up a call. Mr. George is calling in from Lagos. Good morning to you, sir.
Uncle Yori, good morning. We are enjoying the game. Uncle Yori, the northern governors, the APC northern governors have already doused the tension in the country, and I want to primarily thank them for doing it. The action they have taken, can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you.
The action they have taken has arrested so many things that would have befallen this country in the next few weeks. So I want to thank them for that patriotic act.
Indeed.
For those of them that are remaining in the party, they are just the minions, and they can easily be overrun. Asiwaju is going to win that primary, no doubt. But where he needs to work on, and his able team, like the men you are talking to, where they need to work on again is after the primary, these same people are likely to want to work against his victory. They will pretend to be party members, but during the election, they will work against his victory. That should not happen, and I can assure them that there are some of us who are not in their party, but we are with them.
Okay.
And we will ensure that justice and fair play comes to play in this country. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Mr. George. Mr. Audu, you heard that. What would be your commentary on that notion that there might be false friends right now within the same party with Asiwaju who conceivably could work against, his interest? Have you thought about that kind of a thing? Is it something that needs to be taken into consideration?
The one thing about Asiwaju is that, like he has rightly said in the past that he anticipates betrayal, he anticipates such, and he plans ahead. He's such a leader. He's such a gifted leader that if not for his display of emotions, like what happened in Ogun State, one would wonder if he's human. Such emotions still remind us that he's human after all. I mean, he has such an incredible team that we will overrun all the negatives. The country is destined for greatness.
Okay.
And Ashiwa is committed to ensuring that we bring prosperity to every Nigerian.
Okay.
And build, a platform, build the country, build the system, build institutions that will continue to make life better for every Nigerian.
Okay, Mr. Audu, 1 second, please. Let me stay with us as we bring in another caller, Mr. Lawal in Alimosho. Good morning, sir.
Hello, good morning.
Good morning. Go ahead, please.
Good morning. Okay, you know what? My whole point of action is now. The Northerners are not good. Are you getting me? Hello, good morning.
Good morning. We can hear you. We heard everything you said.
The Northerners governor, even the National Working Committee, has done us better from the Southwest. He now left for the Southwest people. Hello?
We can hear you, Mr. Lawal.
Can you hear me now?
We heard you from the beginning, Hello. Mr. Lawal.
Hello?
Hello, Mr. Lawal, we can hear you. Please continue.
Okay, so what I believe should happen now, people should continue praying for bad. Hello?
Mr. Lawal, if you're hearing me now, I want to assure you that we heard everything that you said. Just maybe, I don't know, there was no difficulty in hearing you. So here we are. It's we're coming up for almost 10 minutes to the top of the hour, to noon, and it looks, according to the program that they've released, like another 11 hours at least to go. According to the program, around 11 o'clock, guests will be participants will be returning to their stations, and in that time there would have been voting, there would have been counting of votes, and as we've also heard from our guests, Mr. Hilliard, Etta, and Mr. Aliyu, Audu, everybody intends to continue to be vigilant because there's no taking your eye off the ball. I guess I have another caller. Who's on the line?
My name is Louis. I'm calling from Lagos.
Louis, did you say? Yeah, carry on, please. Yes, good morning. Go ahead.
Good morning, Polare. How are you?
Very well, thank you.
Thank you for the show that you are according right now. So I actually want to say for the northern governors, we thank them. That goes to show that we actually have credible men and women across the country. For them to actually hold that position, at least it has actually gone a long way to those detention right now, especially considering the fact that the position are be held as currently held by a northerner, and they deem it fit to go to the south. I actually recommend what they have done, and I hope the rest that are still holding on to confuse people seriously with them and follow the majority. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you very much for calling in. So it looks like a lot of people are happy about the outturn of events. Naturally not all, but quite a number of people are happy. And the point has been made and again about the northern governors. They've been commended by both our guests, Aliyu Audu and Hilliard Etta, who has since gone on to continue his work in there. Thinking that, thank God for the northern governors, because they and their stance have averted, shall we say, a crisis? Because the way it first of all came out is that APC in crisis. Let me ask you, do I still have Aliyu Audu with us?
Yes, I'm here.
Oh, okay.
I'm here.
The headline yesterday following that whole, it's been referred to as shenanigan, about Senate President Lawan is the choice of the president as the sole consensus candidate. Remember, the way it was phrased in the headline was that APC in crisis. Now, has that crisis now been averted?
Yes, it was going to be a huge crisis, but I mean, it has been averted, and we have reasons to believe that to hope again that Nigeria will be great.
So yeah, but
APC.
But as you've indicated,
APC,
you're gonna be as you've indicated, you feel it's important to continue to be vigilant right up until where it doesn't matter anymore.
Yes.
It's not yet Uhuru, right? Not yet Uhuru. Is that what you're saying?
No, it is not until Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu is declared as the flag bearer of the APC in the next presidential election, 2023.
Okay. Let's see if there's any other call. If there's no other call, I guess we're going to leave it here. But when I say leaving it here, you can trust that TVC is going to be on it. It's going to be on, you know how it goes with elections and TVC. We're going to be on it. We have our men. In fact, we're trying to see if we can get Demola Lawrence back. He started off telling us the news that he had. Unfortunately, there was a technical glitch, so we don't have Demola, but perhaps all's well that ends well. We can see, we just wanted to see if we can still get Demola. I think they're working on it, but if not, everything is in order. I was asking Demola about something of a skirmish, if one can call it that, at the very, very beginning of the program, which was just before he came on air. But the matter has been resolved. I think it was something to do with, officials. But I wish Demola had been here to tell us about it. It's about officials that would be involved in the counting and all of that kind of a thing. There was a list that they knew, and then when they arrived this morning, that list was not the same as what they knew. So there was some sort of a skirmish. But it would have been best if Demola had been able to tell it to us from over there. But we can't connect with him. But I think you see that by and large, everything is ready. APC is ready. And so let me just thank Mr. Aliyu Audu, convener, APC Rebirth Group. Thank you very much, Mr. Audu, for coming on our program. And I'm sure after the event, we'll probably be speaking some more. Thank you very much. And so that's our program today. Please join us tomorrow. But remember, as I said, stay with TVC because that's where you'll get a per minute account of all the activities right up until the very, very end. Join us tomorrow for a fresh edition. I'm Yori Folari. Bye-bye for now.